Hi, called Piso here. I'm going to talk today about the spirit world, angels, demons, and all that, which are, of course, creation of our brains. They are not real. The people are infected with religious psychosis. They are not real. We're all born atheists, like in belief. But we have to get educated learning these things. So let's go back in time. We have to go back to ancient Egypt to understand what the soul, the spirit world, angels, demons, and all those concepts originated from. They're nothing but air.
Well, the proof of all this rests on the 5,000-year-old Book of the Dead, or pyramid text. Everything started with an act of masturbation. And of course you can see here the god, the stars, his semen, milk coming out, and the guy worshipping him. His semen, worshipping him, the life giver. And here you see the snake, also representing the phallus. And most important, this is the Horus and Set. Horus and Set. And the spirit world is related to all that, because the birds are the ones that are messengers of the god. Anything with wings. For people that are educated and know about the Egyptian religion and what all these religious beliefs came from. They were not zapped into existence 200 years ago. No, they all came from the Egyptian religion. Here is a soul visiting his body, because there were three types of souls. And this here is a circle, represents the Shen, or the Ouroboros, which is infinity. It is the snake devouring his own tail, which is equivalent to a penis. One committing fellatio with his own penis, in a way, becoming eternal with the ingested. The soul, which is air in our lungs, is represented with wings. That's where little angels of the Virgin Mary come from, little angels with wings. All is soul, is from the Egyptian religion. It's right here, it's obvious. And you kneel down and you put your hand down like this. Thing in the so-called Abrahamic religions originated in the Book of the Dead in Egypt religion 5,000 years ago. Here's final judgment. Commandments, everything, resurrecting saviors, just name it. Everything comes from the Egyptian religion. Here is the final judgment. The heart, which is the essence of us, and that's where the mind resides, according to the Egyptians, what they believe. They had no idea we had a brain. Is weighed, the final judgment, is weighed against the feather. Again, the spirit world. This is the essence of gods, of the sun and everything, representing by a feather.
So all of these mythologies were copied by Hellenism after Alexander the Great died 2,300 years ago. And then after that, and Alexandria was the greatest city in the world, and then after that, Rome became the empire. But everything, Rome also adopted all the beliefs, and they have many gods, from the Egyptian religion. And the Jews were merchants all over the place. They weren't even called Jews. So they settled in the province of Judea, but the majority were in Rome, the only holy city in the empire. So how do you talk to God? You have to have wings, you have to have messengers. Those are the birds, actually. And all the gods are in the stars. Venus was the mother of, it was the life giver represented by a lady. Everything was anthropomorphized. So it was represented by a lady with a breast giving the river of life. And she happens to be the mother of the god Julius Caesar, that was divine. And when he was killed, then all the myth, and he turned into the Jesus Christ much later. But here are the messengers of the gods, the birds, the idea of guardian angels and demons. How would you capture the air? With ribbons, with things that float. Capture the air, capture the soul. That's where this comes from. That's where this comes from. Sacred. All religions use this. You cover your head. Actually, you're trapped in the air. Here is the altar of Piso, the son of God Augustus.
Swastika, symbol of the sun. Is seen in the Arapakis in Rome. The goddess Venus-Genetrix, life giver. Look at the goddess next to him. They all have covering the sacred spirit. From the Villa of the Mysteries in Pompeii. Notice the lady capturing the sacred ribbons, capturing the and the god, the initiate of the mysteries, is covering a phallus with a covering a phallus. Notice the ribbon, sacred. Notice the banner, the sacred banner, which also is called a vexillium, and it also is sacred. It has its sacred ribbons flowing in the air. It is sacred.
The mother of God, Venus, next to Selene. By the way, the sacred bird, messenger of the mother of Julius Caesar Christ, Venus, was represented by a pigeon. And they let it go to the messenger. That's the reason the Catholic Church just let pigeons just fly up to heaven.
It's amazing when you see in November the moon and Venus, which means Venus, Venus-Genetrix, the giver of life, and the goddess, the moon, suspended in the spirit world. Amazing.
Here is Venus, ready to shoot milk semen with her breast, and here is the king Nabonidus, and you can see Venus and the moon and the sun, and this is Haran, also the moon goddess Sin. Well, the mother of the sacrifice god, Julius Caesar, the Christ, was Venus. It was always going next to the moon, right in the firmament. And during the Caesar funeral games, in the 20th of July, 44 BCE, a comet appeared. That's the star of Caesar. And that immediately completely confirmed his resurrection. And therefore, all the Roman emperors were actually Christ from that time. And this is one of Hadrian sacrificing. This comet that mutated into a star proved that Julius Caesar was truly a Christus and had resurrected. Here's a coin with a star above his head.
Christ, Hadrian, sacrificing. His toga covering his head. The god Neptune. Head. Notice he is being covered by his grabbing, capturing the spirit world above his head. Baptists have ribbons floating around. I just say, this messenger of the gods, this bird, he has a problem. Had about a week now. But he does have a brain too. And listen to the sounds he makes. There's a problem with the vocal cords. So I actually saved them. But in ancient times, this bird would have been considered a messenger of the gods. And you pray to it and you release him. So he talks to the gods. Hey, baby. Yeah. But he doesn't even open the beak. See? He doesn't even do that. And what that shows? It shows that he was born with a defect. That's probably the reason he fell out of the nest. I saved him. So, when he gets better, he gets older, I'll release him. He's like kind of a mockingbird type, you know. These birds have the greatest, the most incredible repertoire of music, of songs. But I think there's something wrong with his syrinx. His music box.
Well, this bird is nothing but my dinosaur in the backyard. And he has a tremendous brain, knows how to fly better than any airplane that we can invent. I mean, amazing. The navigational system is because of the brain, product of evolution. We are evolved mutated primates that create thinking with our brains. We are born lacking belief. In other words, we are born atheist. And you can never be a good scientist and develop good thinking if you're infected with religious psychosis. In other words, you believe in resurrecting saviors and angels and demons and UFO abductions and things like that. We are in the 21st century. We can do anything. We can create things with science. But you have to hit the books. You have to get educated. You have to connect the dots and everything. And this is extremely important. So people that still believe in the past, believing in just what I said, to be true today, like Christians and other retarded folks, then they are no different than schizophrenics. Pace di oro.